Hello friends. Watch the most trending and predictable IELTS speaking topics for 2026, specially designed for candidates who want to achieve a Band 9 score. This is a complete IELTS help video, presented by ParveenSir.
Topic 1 Hobby. Question 1. What is your hobby? Answer: Well, I have a few hobbies, but my favorite one is reading. I usually read in the evening when I get some free time, as it helps me relax after a long day. The main reason I enjoy it is that it not only entertains me but also improves my knowledge. So overall, it's both productive and enjoyable. Question 2. How often do you spend time on your hobby? Answer: I try to spend time on my hobby almost every day. Usually, I dedicate around an hour to reading, especially before going to bed. This routine helps me unwind and clear my mind. That's why it has become an essential part of my daily life. Question 3. Did you have hobbies as a child? Answer: Yes, when I was a child, I was really into outdoor activities. I used to play cricket and ride my bicycle with friends in my neighborhood. These activities kept me active and happy. So, I would say my childhood hobbies were more physical compared to now. Question 4. Do you prefer indoor or outdoor hobbies? Answer: I personally prefer indoor hobbies these days. Activities like reading or watching informative content are more convenient and relaxing. The main reason is that they don't require much effort or planning. Therefore, they suit my current lifestyle better. Question 5. Why are hobbies important? Answer: Hobbies are extremely important because they help people take a break from their busy routines. For example, engaging in a hobby can reduce stress and improve mental health. In my opinion, everyone should have at least one hobby to maintain a balanced life. Question 6. Can hobbies be expensive? Answer: Yes, some hobbies can definitely be expensive. For instance, activities like photography or traveling require a significant amount of money. However, there are also many low-cost hobbies like reading or jogging. So, it really depends on a person's choice. Topic 2. Childhood activities. Question 1. What did you enjoy doing as a child? Answer: When I was a child, I really enjoyed playing outdoor games. I used to spend a lot of time with my friends playing cricket and hide and seek. These activities were fun and helped me stay active. So my childhood was quite lively and enjoyable. Question 2. Did you prefer indoor or outdoor activities? Answer: I definitely preferred outdoor activities. Playing outside allowed me to interact with friends and stay physically active. Moreover, it was more exciting than staying indoors. That's why I always chose outdoor games over indoor ones. Question 3. Do children do the same things today? Answer: Not really. Nowadays, children are more attracted to digital devices like smartphones and video games. As a result, they spend less time outdoors. This shift has reduced physical activity among children. So their lifestyle is quite different from ours. Question 4. Did you have a favorite game? Answer: Yes, my favorite game was cricket. I used to play it almost every day after school with my friends. It was not only fun but also helped me build teamwork skills. So, it holds a special place in my memories. Question 5. Who did you usually play with? Answer: I usually played with my neighborhood friends. We had a small group, and we would meet every evening to play together. This helped us build strong friendships. Therefore, those moments were truly memorable. Question 6. Are childhood activities important? Answer: yes, childhood activities are very important. They help in physical development as well as social skills. For example, playing games teaches teamwork and discipline. So, these activities play a crucial role in overall growth. Topic 3. Views. Question 1. Do you like beautiful views? Answer: yes, I absolutely love beautiful views. I am especially fond of natural scenery like mountains and rivers. These views help me feel relaxed and refreshed. So, I always enjoy spending time in such places. Question 2. What kind of views do you like? Answer: I prefer calm and natural views rather than crowded cityscapes. Places surrounded by greenery and water are more appealing to me. The reason is that they create a peaceful environment. That's why I find them more enjoyable. Question 3. Do views affect your mood? Answer: yes, views have a strong impact on mood. A pleasant view can instantly make me feel happy and relaxed. On the other hand, crowded or polluted areas can be stressful. So, environment plays an important role in emotions. Question 4. Do you often visit places with good views? Answer: not very often, but whenever I get the chance, I do visit such places. Especially during vacations, I prefer going to scenic locations. It helps me take a break from routine life. Therefore, I really value such experiences. Question 5. Have you taken photos of beautiful views? Answer: yes, I enjoy capturing beautiful views whenever I travel. I often take pictures of landscapes and sunsets. These photos help me preserve memories. So, it's something I really like doing. Question 6. Do people prefer city views or natural views? Answer: it depends on personal preference. Some people enjoy city views because of lights and buildings. However, many prefer natural views for peace and relaxation. Personally, I prefer natural scenery. Topic 4. Typing. Question 1. Do you like typing? Answer: yes, I do. I rely on typing quite extensively for both work and communication. It significantly streamlines my tasks and boosts productivity, which is why I find it extremely practical and indispensable in today's digital world. Question 2. Is typing important nowadays? Answer: absolutely. Typing has become an essential skill in the modern digital era, where almost everything is technology-driven. It enables people to communicate and complete tasks swiftly, efficiently, and with a high degree of accuracy. Question 3. Do you prefer typing or handwriting? Answer: I definitely prefer typing. It is far more time-efficient and convenient compared to handwriting. Moreover, the ability to edit, restructure, and refine content effortlessly makes it a much more flexible option. Question 4. Did you learn typing at school? Answer: yes, I was introduced to basic typing skills during my school years. That early exposure laid a strong foundation, and over time, it has proven to be incredibly beneficial in both my academic and professional life. Question 5. Are you a fast typer? Answer: I would say I am fairly proficient at typing. With consistent practice over the years, I've developed a smooth and efficient typing rhythm, which allows me to work like a well-oiled machine when handling digital tasks. Question 6. Do you make mistakes while typing? Answer: occasionally, yes, especially when I'm typing at speed. However, I always double-check and proofread my work, which helps me catch errors and ensure a polished and accurate final output. Topic 5. Public places? Question: do you enjoy spending time in public places? Answer: yes, I genuinely enjoy spending time in public places. It allows me to unwind and take a break from my daily routine. I particularly appreciate the lively atmosphere, as it helps me feel refreshed and mentally recharged. Question: what kinds of public places do you usually go to? Answer: I usually prefer going to parks, cafes, and shopping malls. Parks offer a peaceful and refreshing environment, while cafes and malls provide a more vibrant and social setting where I can relax or spend time with friends. Question: would you like to have more public places near where you live? Answer: yes, absolutely. Having more public places nearby would greatly enhance the quality of life. It would encourage people to spend more time outdoors, socialize, and engage in recreational activities, which are essential for overall well-being. Question: do you use headphones in public places? Why or why not? Answer: yes, I often use headphones, especially in crowded places. They help me create a sense of personal space and block out background noise. Listening to music or podcasts also helps me relax and stay focused. Question: do you prefer crowded or quiet public places? Answer: I generally prefer quieter public places because they provide a calm and relaxing atmosphere. However, occasionally I do enjoy crowded places as they have a lively vibe and energetic environment. Question: how often do you visit public places? Answer: I visit public places quite regularly, probably a few times a week. It mainly depends on my schedule, but I try to make time for it as it helps me refresh my mind. Topic 6. Borrow things. Question: do you often borrow things from other people? Answer: not very often, to be honest. I prefer to be self-reliant and manage with what I have. However, in certain situations, I don't hesitate to borrow something if it's really necessary. Question: what kinds of items do people usually borrow? Answer: people usually borrow everyday items such as books, stationery, or gadgets. In some cases, they may also borrow more valuable things like vehicles or money, depending on the level of trust. Question: are you comfortable lending your belongings to others? Answer: it depends on the person. If I trust them and know they are responsible, I feel comfortable lending my belongings. However, I tend to be cautious with valuable or personal items. Question: have you ever borrowed something and forgotten to return it? Answer: yes, it has happened occasionally, especially with small items like books or chargers. However, I usually make an effort to return them as soon as I remember, as I value honesty and responsibility. Question: do you think people borrow less nowadays than in the past? Answer: yes, I believe so. Nowadays, people prefer to own things rather than borrow them, mainly due to increased affordability and convenience. Additionally, online shopping has made it easier to access products instantly. Question: is borrowing money from friends a good idea? Why or why not? Answer: it can be a good idea in emergencies, but it should be handled carefully. Borrowing money from friends may sometimes strain relationships if not managed properly, so it's important to maintain transparency and repay it on time. Topic 7. Puzzles. Question: did you do puzzles in your childhood? Answer: yes, I did puzzles quite often during my childhood. I especially enjoyed jigsaw and word puzzles, as they were both entertaining and mentally stimulating. They also helped me develop problem-solving skills from an early age. Questions: when do you do puzzles? During your trip or when you feel bored? Answer: I usually do puzzles when I feel bored or have some free time. They are a great way to pass the time productively and keep my mind engaged, especially when I want a break from routine activities. Question: do you like doing word puzzles or number puzzles? Which is more difficult for you? Answer: I personally prefer word puzzles because they are more engaging and help improve my vocabulary. However, I find number puzzles slightly more challenging, as they require greater concentration and logical thinking. Question: do you think it is good for old people to do puzzles? Answer: yes, absolutely. Puzzles are highly beneficial for older people as they help keep the mind active and improve memory. They can also reduce stress and provide a sense of accomplishment, which is important for overall well-being. Topic 8. Old building. Question: have you ever seen some old buildings in the city? Answer: yes, I have seen quite a few old buildings in my city. Many of them reflect historical architecture and cultural heritage, which I find fascinating. They offer a glimpse into the past and add character to the city. Questions: do you think we should preserve old buildings in cities? Answer: yes, definitely. Preserving old buildings is important because they represent a city's history and identity. They also attract tourists and help maintain cultural continuity, which is essential for future generations. Question: do you prefer living in an old building or a modern house? Answer: I would prefer living in a modern house because it offers better facilities, comfort, and safety. Although old buildings have a unique charm, modern homes are more practical and convenient for everyday living. Question: are there any old buildings you want to see in the future? Why? Answer: yes, I would love to visit historical buildings like ancient forts or heritage sites. I find them intriguing because they showcase remarkable architecture and tell stories about the past, which really captures my interest. Topic 9. Talent. Question: do you have a talent, or something you are good at? Answer: yes, I would say I'm quite good at communication, especially explaining complex ideas in a simple and clear way. It's a skill I've developed over time, and it really helps me in both my personal and professional life. Question: was it mastered recently or when you were young? Answer: I started developing this skill at a young age, but it has improved significantly over time with practice and experience. So, I would say it's something I've gradually refined rather than mastered overnight. Question: do you think your talent can be useful for your future work? Why? Answer: yes, absolutely. Strong communication skills are essential in almost every profession. They help in expressing ideas clearly, building relationships, and working effectively in a team, which can contribute greatly to career growth. Question: do you think anyone in your family has the same talent? Answer: yes, I believe my father has a similar talent. He is very good at explaining things in a simple and practical way, and I think I've inherited this ability from him to some extent. Topic 10. Library. Question: do you often go to the library? Answer: not very often these days, to be honest. With the easy availability of online resources, I usually prefer studying at home. However, I still visit the library occasionally when I need a quiet and distraction-free environment. Question: what do you usually do in the library? Answer: I usually go there to read books, revise my notes, or focus on important tasks. The calm and peaceful atmosphere helps me concentrate better and be more productive. Question: did you go to the library when you were a kid? Answer: yes, I used to visit the library quite regularly during my school days. I enjoyed reading storybooks and educational materials, which helped me develop a strong reading habit. Question: do Indian kids often go to the library? Answer: it depends, but generally, fewer children go to libraries nowadays compared to the past. With the rise of digital devices and online learning, many prefer using the internet. However, libraries are still popular among students who are serious about their studies.
Topic 11. Email. Question: do you send emails often? Answer: yes, I do send emails quite regularly, mainly for professional and formal communication. They are a convenient and efficient way to convey detailed information. Question: is sending emails widespread in your country? Answer: yes, sending emails is quite common, especially in professional and academic settings. However, for casual communication, people tend to prefer instant messaging apps. Question: on average, how often do you send emails to others? Answer: on average, I send emails a few times a week, depending on my workload. Some days I may send several emails, while on others I might not send any at all. Question: do you like sending text messages? Answer: yes, I do. Text messages are quick, convenient, and ideal for informal communication. They allow me to stay connected with friends and family effortlessly. Question: on your birthday, would you like to receive a card or an email? Why? Answer: I would definitely prefer receiving a card. It feels more personal and thoughtful, whereas an email may seem a bit impersonal and routine. Question: do you think email will replace letters in the future? Answer: to a large extent, yes. Emails are faster, more convenient, and environmentally friendly. However, traditional letters may still exist for sentimental or special occasions. Topic 12. T-shirts. Question: do you like wearing T-shirts? Answer: yes, I'm quite fond of wearing T-shirts. They are incredibly comfortable, versatile, and easy to style, which makes them an essential part of my everyday wardrobe. Question: how often do you wear T-shirts? Answer: I wear T-shirts almost every day, especially for casual outings or when I'm at home. They are my go-to outfit because they are both practical and effortless to wear. Question: do you like T-shirts with pictures or prints? Answer: yes, I do, but I tend to prefer T-shirts with minimal or subtle prints. They add a touch of personality to my outfit without looking too flashy or over the top. Question: do you think older people who wear T-shirts are fashionable? Answer: yes, definitely. I believe fashion has more to do with confidence and personal taste than age. If older people style T-shirts appropriately, they can look very modern and stylish. Question: would you buy T-shirts as souvenirs on vacation? Answer: yes, I would certainly consider buying T-shirts as souvenirs. They are not only practical but also serve as meaningful keepsakes, as they remind me of the places I've visited and the experiences I've had. Question: do you think T-shirts will always be in fashion? Answer: yes, I believe T-shirts will always remain in fashion. They are timeless and adaptable, as they can be styled in numerous ways to suit changing trends. Their comfort and practicality make them a wardrobe essential for people of all ages.
Topic: breakfast. Question: what do you usually eat for breakfast? Answer: I usually prefer a light yet nutritious breakfast, such as eggs, toast, and a cup of tea or coffee. Sometimes I also include fruits to make it more balanced and energizing for the day ahead. Question: do you think breakfast is important? Answer: yes, absolutely. Breakfast is often considered the most important meal of the day, as it provides the energy needed to kickstart the morning. It also helps improve concentration and overall productivity. Question: are there any differences between the mornings of your childhood and now? Answer: yes, there is quite a noticeable difference. During my childhood, mornings were more relaxed and structured around school routines. Nowadays, they tend to be busier and more fast-paced due to work responsibilities and a tighter schedule. Question: would you like to change your morning routine? Answer: yes, I would like to make my morning routine more structured and productive. For instance, I would love to include activities like exercise or meditation to start my day on a more positive and energetic note. Question: Are there any differences between the mornings of your childhood and now? Answer: Yes, there is quite a noticeable difference. During my childhood, mornings were more relaxed and structured around school routines. Nowadays, they tend to be busier and more fast-paced due to work responsibilities and a tighter schedule. Question: Would you like to change your morning routine? Answer: Yes, I would like to make my morning routine more structured and productive. For instance, I would love to include activities like exercise or meditation to start my day on a more positive and energetic note.
Topic 15. Walking. Question: Do you like walking? Answer: Yes, I genuinely enjoy walking, as it helps me stay active and mentally refreshed. It's a simple yet incredibly effective way to unwind, clear my thoughts, and maintain a balanced lifestyle. Question: How often do you go for a walk? Answer: I make it a point to go for a walk almost every day, particularly in the evening. It allows me to decompress after a demanding day and leaves me feeling re-energized. Question: Where do you usually go for a walk? Answer: I usually prefer walking in nearby parks or along quiet, less crowded streets. These places offer a peaceful and refreshing atmosphere, which makes the experience both relaxing and enjoyable. Question: Do you prefer walking alone or with others? Answer: I generally prefer walking alone, as it gives me the opportunity to reflect and clear my mind. That said, I do occasionally enjoy walking with friends, as it adds a social and lively element to the experience. Question: Do you think walking is important for health? Answer: Yes, without a doubt. Walking plays a crucial role in maintaining both physical fitness and mental well-being. It helps reduce stress, improve stamina, and contributes to an overall healthier lifestyle. Question: Did you walk more when you were a child? Answer: Yes, I definitely walked more during my childhood, especially while going to school or playing outdoors. In contrast, my current routine is more sedentary, so I have to consciously make time for walking.
Topic 16. Traveling. Question: Do you like traveling? Answer: Yes, I absolutely love traveling, as it allows me to explore new places and experience different cultures. It gives me a refreshing break from my routine and broadens my perspective. Question: How often do you travel? Answer: I try to travel whenever I get the opportunity, usually a few times a year. It largely depends on my schedule, but I make it a priority because it helps me recharge and gain new experiences. Question: Where do you usually like to travel? Answer: I generally prefer visiting places that offer natural beauty, such as mountains, beaches, or scenic countryside areas. I find such destinations peaceful and rejuvenating. Question: Do you prefer traveling alone or with others? Answer: I prefer traveling with friends or family because it makes the experience more enjoyable and memorable. However, traveling alone can also be rewarding, as it gives a sense of independence and freedom. Question: What is the most interesting place you have visited? Answer: One of the most interesting places I have visited is a hill station, where I was captivated by the breathtaking scenery and pleasant weather. It was a memorable experience that allowed me to relax and connect with nature. Question: Do you think traveling is important? Answer: Yes, absolutely. Traveling is extremely important as it helps people learn about different cultures, lifestyles, and perspectives. It also enhances personal growth and creates unforgettable memories. Topic 17. Pets. Question: Do you like pets? Answer: Yes, I'm extremely fond of pets, as they bring a great deal of joy and companionship into people's lives. I find their presence comforting, and they often help create a warm and positive environment at home. Question: Did you have a pet when you were a child? Answer: Yes, I did have a pet during my childhood, and it was a truly memorable experience. Looking after it taught me a sense of responsibility and helped me form a strong emotional connection. Question: what kinds of pets are popular in your country? Answer: in my country, dogs and cats are undoubtedly the most popular pets. Apart from that, some people also keep birds or fish, mainly because they are relatively low maintenance and easy to care for. Question: do you think pets are important for people? Answer: yes, without a doubt. Pets play a vital role in enhancing people's emotional well-being by providing companionship and reducing feelings of stress or loneliness. Question: do you prefer cats or dogs? Answer: I personally have a preference for dogs because they are incredibly loyal, energetic, and interactive. Their affectionate nature and strong bond with their owners make them exceptional companions. Question: would you like to have a pet in the future? Answer: yes, I would definitely like to have a pet in the future. I believe it would add joy and companionship to my life, although I'm also aware that it requires a significant amount of time, care, and commitment. Topic 18. Friends. Question: do you have many friends? Answer: I tend to have a relatively small circle of close friends rather than a large number of acquaintances. I strongly believe in quality over quantity, so I value deep, meaningful, and long-lasting relationships. Question: how often do you spend time with your friends? Answer: I make an effort to spend time with my friends whenever my schedule permits, usually once or twice a week. It helps me unwind, stay socially connected, and maintain a healthy work-life balance. Question: what do you usually do with your friends? Answer: we usually spend time catching up, sharing ideas, or going out for meals and short outings. At times, we simply enjoy each other's company in a relaxed and comfortable setting. Question: do you prefer spending time with friends or alone? Answer: I appreciate both equally, depending on my mood. Spending time with friends is enjoyable and refreshing, whereas being alone allows me to reflect, recharge, and focus on myself. Question: did you have many friends when you were a child? Answer: yes, I had quite a few friends during my childhood. We used to spend a lot of time playing together, which created many fond and lasting memories. Question: do you think friendship is important? Answer: yes, absolutely. Friendship plays a vital role in one's life, as it provides emotional support, companionship, and a strong sense of belonging, all of which contribute to overall well-being. Topic 19. Stage of life. Question: which stage of life do you think is the most enjoyable? Answer: I believe young adulthood is the most enjoyable stage of life, as it offers a perfect balance of freedom and responsibility. People have the opportunity to explore their interests, build careers, and shape their future. Question: do you think childhood is the happiest stage of life? Answer: yes, to a large extent. Childhood is often carefree and filled with joy, as children are free from major responsibilities and worries. However, happiness can vary depending on individual circumstances. Question: what are the main responsibilities of adults? Answer: adults are expected to take on a wide range of responsibilities, such as managing their careers, supporting their families, and making important life decisions. It requires a high level of maturity and accountability. Question: do you think people's priorities change as they grow older? Answer: yes, definitely. As people grow older, their priorities tend to shift from enjoyment and exploration to stability, security, and long-term goals such as family and career. Question: which stage of life is the most challenging? Answer: in my opinion, adulthood can be the most challenging stage, as it comes with numerous responsibilities and pressures. Managing work, finances, and personal life simultaneously can be quite demanding. Question: what can people learn from older generations? Answer: people can learn valuable life lessons from older generations, such as patience, resilience, and practical wisdom. Their experiences provide guidance on how to handle challenges effectively. Topic 20. Weather. Question: what kind of weather do you like? Answer: I particularly enjoy mild and pleasant weather, especially when it's slightly cool with a gentle breeze. Such conditions are refreshing and make outdoor activities far more enjoyable. Question: do you prefer hot or cold weather? Answer: I generally prefer cooler weather, as it is more comfortable and easier to manage. Hot weather, on the other hand, can be quite exhausting and draining. Question: what do you usually do during hot weather? Answer: during hot weather, I tend to stay indoors as much as possible and keep myself hydrated. I also prefer light activities and sometimes enjoy cold beverages to stay refreshed. Question: does the weather affect your mood? Answer: yes, to a certain extent. Pleasant weather tends to uplift my mood and make me feel more energetic, whereas extreme weather conditions can make me feel slightly lethargic. Question: what is the weather like in your country? Answer: the weather in my country varies significantly depending on the season. It can be extremely hot during summers, quite cold in winters, and moderate during spring and autumn. Question: do you think weather is important in people's lives? Answer: yes, absolutely. Weather plays a crucial role in daily life, as it influences people's routines, activities, and even their overall mood and productivity. Topic 21. Language. Question: how many languages can you speak? Answer: I can speak a couple of languages, including my native language and English. I'm quite comfortable communicating in both, although I'm continuously working on improving my fluency. Question: which language are you most comfortable with? Answer: I am most comfortable with my native language, as it comes naturally to me. However, I can also express myself quite effectively in English, especially in formal and professional contexts. Question: do you think it is important to learn a foreign language? Answer: yes, absolutely. Learning a foreign language is extremely beneficial, as it broadens one's perspective, enhances communication skills, and opens up better career opportunities. Question: which foreign language would you like to learn in the future? Answer: I would like to learn a widely spoken language such as French or Spanish. It would not only help me communicate with a wider range of people but also allow me to explore different cultures more deeply. Question: is it difficult to learn a new language? Answer: it can be challenging initially, especially when it comes to grammar and pronunciation. However, with consistent practice and exposure, it becomes much easier over time. Question: how do people in your country learn languages? Answer: in my country, people usually learn languages through formal education, language institutes, or online platforms. Additionally, many improve their skills through daily practice and media exposure. Topic 22. Hats. Question: do you like wearing hats? Answer: yes, I quite like wearing hats, especially on sunny days. They not only protect me from the sun but also add a stylish touch to my overall appearance. Question: what kinds of hats do you like? Answer: I prefer simple and casual hats, such as caps or bucket hats. They are comfortable, practical, and easy to pair with everyday outfits. Question: do you often wear hats? Answer: not very often, to be honest. I usually wear hats only when it's particularly sunny or when I'm outdoors for an extended period. Question: did you wear hats when you were a child? Answer: yes, I used to wear hats quite frequently during my childhood, especially when going out in the sun. It was more for protection rather than style back then. Question: why do people wear hats? Answer: people wear hats for a variety of reasons, including protection from the weather, fashion, and sometimes even cultural or traditional purposes. Question: Do you think hats are fashionable? Answer: yes, definitely. Hats can be a stylish accessory if worn appropriately. They can enhance one's overall look and reflect personal style. Topic 23. Singing. Question: do you like singing? Answer: yes, I genuinely enjoy singing, especially when I'm feeling relaxed. It's a great way for me to unwind and express my emotions in a creative and enjoyable manner. Question: how often do you sing? Answer: I don't sing very frequently in public, but I often hum or sing casually in my free time, particularly when I'm alone or listening to my favorite music. Question: do you prefer singing alone or with others? Answer: I generally prefer singing alone, as it allows me to feel more at ease and less self-conscious. That said, singing with friends can be quite enjoyable and adds a fun, lively element. Question: did you learn singing when you were a child? Answer: not in a formal way, but I used to sing occasionally during school events or at home. It was more of a pastime than a skill I actively pursued. Question: do you think singing is important? Answer: yes, to a certain extent. Singing can be very therapeutic, as it helps relieve stress and uplift one's mood. It also plays a significant role in cultural expression and entertainment. Question: would you like to learn singing in the future? Answer: yes, I would definitely like to refine my singing skills in the future. With proper guidance, I believe I could improve my confidence and enjoy it on a deeper level. Topic 24. App. Question: do you use mobile apps often? Answer: yes, I use mobile apps quite extensively in my day-to-day life. They make my routine far more efficient by helping me stay organized, informed, and connected at all times. Question: what kinds of apps do you usually use? Answer: I mainly use productivity apps, social media platforms, and entertainment apps. They not only help me manage my tasks efficiently, but also allow me to unwind and stay engaged during my leisure time. Question: do you prefer free apps or paid apps? Answer: I generally prefer free apps, as they usually meet my basic needs. However, I don't hesitate to invest in paid apps if they offer premium features or significantly enhance my productivity. Question: have you ever deleted an app because you didn't like it? Answer: yes, quite often. If an app is not user-friendly or fails to deliver what it promises, I prefer to uninstall it to keep my device organized and clutter-free. Question: do you think apps are important in our lives? Answer: yes, absolutely. Apps play an indispensable role in modern life, as they simplify everyday tasks, improve communication, and greatly enhance overall efficiency. Question: would you like to develop your own app in the future? Answer: yes, I would certainly be interested in developing my own app, especially one that solves a practical problem. I believe it would be both a creative and fulfilling experience. Topic 25. Map. Question: do you often use maps? Answer: yes, I use maps quite frequently, especially when I'm traveling or exploring new places. They help me navigate efficiently and avoid getting lost. Question: what kinds of maps do you usually use? Answer: I mostly use digital maps on my smartphone, as they provide real-time directions and updates. They are far more convenient compared to traditional paper maps. Question: did you learn how to use maps when you were a child? Answer: yes, I was introduced to basic map reading skills during my school years. However, I became more proficient with digital maps as technology advanced. Question: do you prefer digital maps or paper maps? Answer: I definitely prefer digital maps because they are more accurate, interactive, and easy to use. They also offer features like live traffic updates, which make traveling much more convenient. Question: why do some people still use paper maps? Answer: some people prefer paper maps because they are reliable and do not depend on internet connectivity or battery life. They can also provide a broader view of an area. Question: do you think map reading is an important skill? Answer: yes, absolutely. Map reading is an essential skill, as it helps people navigate independently and understand their surroundings better, especially in unfamiliar places.